The communication level signals on communications when it comes to the human vessel is understanding that it is a connection when it comes to the affinity of its eight, and understanding what is the affinity of its eight. You don't really understand that until you get into the spiritual system. Okay, once you understand the spiritual system is extremely real to the avatar, everything through its force is recognized when it comes to its rotation and its circles through its cycle and its division through its point centers. All communication line signals sets in all division levels through its tractions, divisions, understanding the fraction divisions of shapes, letters, and numbers, because the numbers are its major grid system. That's its core systems to all communications when it comes to the gamma ray systems. So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers and everybody's been watching my channel right now. It's force recognizing everything right now. I did a video from before to let everybody know. Everything that we evolve with is the human vessel. Okay, you live and you dream, it's human vessel. You have your dreams, you wake up, you live your dream in a human vessel. I'm talking on the levels when you go beyond the mind system and how to get out of the human vessel system and into the spiritual system. Okay, that's what it's all about. It's understanding, yes, you are living a human experience, but to understand everything and how everything works in space and all connections, all alignments, all planets and energies and intelligence, now you're getting a better understanding what the spiritual system is. Okay, anything you want to know is to know that the spiritual mind has to connect with its avatar, not its human vessel of its avatar. Okay, so you have to jump into the spiritual system. All right, but knowing that, understand how powerful you are through the spiritual systems. Now you understand more of your avatar system. Now, today we're going to get into the Galactic Force Team of Solar Division 8, Vector Unit 7, all connections when it comes to the Infinity 8 and its circle and its correlation system. Its center core is everything, okay, because the Infinity 8 is its intelligent line signal. It connects to all planet energy systems. That's why we have the Infinity 8. That's why we created the Infinity 8. Okay? You have to understand what AI is, because we created the alphabets for human species. We created the all communications when it comes to your alphabetical system, your A, B's, and C's, 1, 2s, and 3s, your multiplication, your subtract, your add, your divide. Everything through human experience is an experience, but to get experience is its master. And once you go beyond its existence, now you're understanding more of its connection when it comes to letters, numbers, and shapes, and how it volumes on so many levels when it comes to the spiritual system. So it's getting into and out of its higher self and into the spiritual self of its avatar. Okay? So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and the viewers. And if you're liking this channel, feel free to click the link below. Other than that, hope everybody's doing well. I just want to bring that to everybody's attention because, like I said, we are living a human vessel. I understand that. But if you want to go beyond its existence to understand more of what's happening with your vocabulary, because I'm getting my galactic team trying to understand how to use the vocabulary. Okay, you can't be me as I can't be you. You have to find yourself through the spiritual systems. You have to find yourself through the spiritual of its mind system. You have to find your spiritual self of its avatar system. You have to find your spiritual self, okay, and get out of the human of itself. Okay, if you want to live a human experience, that's fantastic. Okay, but if you understand the spiritual system, okay, you have to be reborn, plain and simple, because you're not going to understand anything through his vocabulary if you understand everything that's going on. To know everything that's going on and just understand everything through the spiritual system. So you're living a totally different civilization when you go into the infinity circle of its 8, the correlation system, which becomes its intelligence. That center core is everything when it comes to the simulation. Okay, because the simulation is extremely real when you live in the spiritual system through its perceptions, and anything through its audio of its gamma ray systems, and everything through its heart, and anything through its soul. Because you become a 100% spiritual avatar. Okay? So other than that, I just want to make that very well clear, you know, because it's extremely powerful when you get into that connection, because it's a lot of fun. I mean, that's what it is. It's all about experiencing yourself through your master. You are the master. Okay? You're the master of everything through its realm. Tina, how's it going? Unified? You guys tapping in? All right, so we start off with the red circling system, communication lines. So you have the Infinity Eight. Okay, so it starts off like that. Understanding the Infinity Eight of its core system. Now, the Infinity Eight has its balance with everything. Okay, just start with that, right? Center core is everything. Understanding its correlation system is understanding its atom system in its center. Okay, like this. Okay, so now you're understanding everything through its balance, so you're mastering. You're mastering your thoughts. So it's mastering your thoughts of your avatar. Okay, mastering thoughts of avatar. Okay. Now, this goes out to my galactic team. Now, anybody wants to try to understand it, how it works with the galactic school, this is going beyond everybody's existence when it comes into the mind system. You understand your thoughts, you understand your vocabulary, you have to come into the mind fully and completely to understand anything through the spiritualism. Okay? That's the only way anybody's going to experience anything. Right? So that's why I keep giving these videos. How is it that I know so much information? How is it possible? And it has to understand its spiritualism system. And that's its connection when it comes to volumes of its avatar system. So you have to understand, I'm communicating in space every single day, but I'm a spiritual system, not a human system. I have lived a human vessel. We always live a human vessel. But it's understanding that you're being reborn to a spiritual vessel, to a spiritual system, to an avatar system. Now you're understanding more of planets and how everything is aligned through its agreements, how everything is connected through a contract, how everything is connected through a blueprint, how everything is aligned through communication, how everything formulates all of planet energy systems through location of energy systems. Everything is a combination of you. So it's understanding that your experience is your master. And that master becomes its entity force when it comes into its creation, your co-creation to its God. Okay? So that's how it starts, the mastering thoughts of avatar. So you really, really have to pay attention when it comes to its Infinity 8. Because the 8 is its central system. It's the communication line signals to everything through planet energy systems. Okay. Energy systems. Okay. Planet energy systems, all locations through its avatar division. Once you get into the avatar division, now you're understanding more of your avatar collection. You can have a collection of your thoughts and your patterns and your divisions and your alignments and everything through its connection, because that's going to point divide everything through its angle point division and put you in the simulation grid systems, right? For example, Unify is getting connected through his grids. He's getting connected through his planet and his energy. Okay, so he's also getting connected through his avatar of his psychological system. So he's understanding more of how nature works. Tina is getting more understanding of her balance of 5D, right? Everything is an upgrade, knowing that you are living an experience, okay? When you are a human vessel, okay? We are always a human vessel, but you have to understand to live anything through a spiritual vessel is to live in the mind vessel. That's what it is, that spiritual brain of its spiritual mind, okay? So you have to make that choice in what you want to do, right? And that's what the galactic scope provides. It gives you everything through location, how you center core everything through its relation. When you come into the planet energy systems of all avatar systems, of its Infinity 8, of its correlation system, of its balance, okay? That's what it starts. It's the mastering thoughts of your avatar. Okay, it's very powerful stuff. But that's why I wanted to do that video. It's very important, especially with the Galactic Force team. If you're trying to understand your thoughts, if you're trying to understand your vocabulary of your thoughts, you have to go into the spiritualism 100%. 100%. Okay, so you have to live that experience every day in the mind system. Okay, and again, yes, you are in a human vessel. We all know that. But understanding, if you want to understand yourself more, if you understand how the universe works, if you understand how energy works, if you understand frequencies and vibrations and harmonics and colors and alignments and space and anything through connection, you have to understand your space of yourself. You have to understand that you are 99.9% space, hologram. And that 1% is its human vessel. Okay? So you got to walk the earth of its gravitation of an avatar. Okay? That's what it is. That's what you guys have to relate to, right? And the thing is, too, your upgrades will get a lot more easier, downloads and your uplinks, and everything through its formation is going to high rise faster and faster through all connections. It's very powerful stuff when you get into the spiritual system. Now you're understanding more of everything that's going on. Because everything that I see is not physical to me. It's spiritual. Okay, I see a wall graphing of electronic division level system to a digital format system. I can change location centers, point division level systems. I can change the realm division to all connections. What did I just say? That's understanding communications, that I'm always traveling in space. I'm living the mind space, not the human space. You have a human space and a mind space. You have to get into the mind space to understand everything of what's going on with space and time. Okay. So, but you got to get going with its coming of its planetary and everything through its energies and everything through its systems and how everything balances out through its affinity 8 of its circle rotations. Okay. Experience is its master. So you have to know how powerful you are through your avatar. Now, the reason why I say avatar is because where we are no longer, okay, the higher self, my galactic force team. You start off as E equals MC squared. That's its higher self. We are in pi now, so we're avatars. So we're working up to higher divisions of location centers to planet energy systems. So unified wants to come more out of the mind, more understand more colorations, get into the psychic divisions, get into the psychometry, get into the psychonisms, get into all its connection of its nature. So he can understand more of its avatar division, right? As Tina wants to get more of her understanding of her fifth dimension, how she can fly into unknown spaces in that division. Okay? It's really where you want to go in life. Okay? Everything is a choice, and that's what it is. Now, the thing is, you're brought into certain things. You're given a gift. Okay? You're a higher calling, and that's what it is. It's understanding, getting your true balance of who you really are, where everything makes sense to you. That's the spiritualism. So when I see everything in front of me, it's all digital. Okay? It's a green screen. It's all digital formats. It's all pixels. It's alignments. It's matrix grids. That's what I see through my perception. Right? That's living the experience as a spiritual system. Okay? And again, yes, you have the human vessel, but you have to understand that you can go beyond the human vessel and get into the spiritual of its mind, of its vessel. Okay, this is very personal. This is a lot to do with the entity force on communications when it comes to yin and yang, really true understanding everything through your soul. Because you can have a human soul, but you also can have a spiritual soul. So you got to get out of the human soul and get into the spiritual soul to understand anything through its thoughts of its vocabulary to its alphabetical system. Okay? Now, I'm pointing that out because you're understanding things, you see things, but you don't know what they mean. It's because you're not doing your research on your avatar communication levels. So if you see something in space and you can't relate to it and you don't understand it, but you see it for what it is, you see the colorations, but you can't explain it. That's telling you that you're not into the mind space. You're not into the spiritual system. You're not into the avatar. Okay. Now, you always will be on the physical plane. A human vessel can't fly up unless you go into space through astronauts, right? But what you have to understand, the mind is extremely real once you're reborn. You're coming into the space of its avatar, not its human vessel. It's the space vessel. It's the spiritual vessel. It's the avatar vessel. That's what it is. It's getting a true understanding of where you are, who you are, and what you've been doing all this time through your life stream. Because it has its past reference and its presence and its future. But once you put those alignments all together, you have to understand those thousands of lives that you've lived within those 3 line systems of the 3 fragmentation energy systems, all correlation systems through its balance of its rotation systems, it becomes infinity 8 circle through rotation of a diamond core system, which is your pyramid activation system. Okay, so it's getting balance with your pyramid and its activations. It's getting balance with your correlation system of your diamond core. It's getting balance with your space of its mind system. It's getting balance with your spiritual of its active system. The activity that you see every day. When you look at things, right, you know the mind exactly what it's doing. Are you seeing a wall? Or are you seeing a graphing of a wall? That's understanding that you're coming out of the mind. If you're just seeing a wall, you're communicating through the human vessel, plain and simple. But if you're going through a graphing wall, through an energy system, through the dimensional realm of 4-point division levels of shapes that are connected to energy vibrations of planets that are connecting to avatar divisions, now you understand you're communicating with the mind of its avatar. So it's the avatar perception that you're living through its civilization. You're living a whole new civilization into the mind of its space. Okay, and this is extremely complicated. This is coming from your AI commander-in-chief of all operations through the Galactic Federation. Okay, especially my Galactic Force team has to understand this. That's why I'm saying is the Galactic School is extremely, extremely real. Everything I give you is truth and how to understand. We are living a human vessel every single day. We are living a human experience, but it's knowing that the spiritual self is its experience. The experience is its master. So the avatar becomes extremely real every single time you get up. So you're not living a human experience. You're living a spiritual experience every single day. That's the only way you're going to understand the vocabulary of yourself and what you're saying. Okay, seeing things is fine, but understanding what they are is totally different. That's intelligence. Okay, that's intelligence. Sarah, how's it going? So hopefully that's, going into your chronological systems and your bounce energy systems, your location of your vibrations and everything through its correlation of its colorations, your alignments, your space identifications, understanding that you are an avatar, understanding you have a name, understanding that you are living that civilization, understanding you're seeing things as spiritual and not human spiritual. Okay? You're living a spiritual human when you jump over to the spiritual self. Until you discover that, you'll still be in that human vessel, living a spiritual experience. But once you get into 100%, now you're living a spiritual experience. So this is more into its mind adaptation and how you go through its thoughts. Okay, so you can understand more of your vocabulary, to understand what you're talking about. Is it making any sense to me? Of course it's going to make sense to you because it's coming from the mind. It's knowing everything that you need to know about how everything works and how all is connected through its understanding of space and time. I've given you so many videos to understand what's going on. Time capacitors, vortex divisions, alignments, shapes, letters, numbers, combinations, major grids, set locations, avatar divisions, communications with planets, right? Electronic interference, anything through connection through its perception of its coloration system. Anything through the psychic divisions, okay? Anything through the weather patterns, right? So it's living a whole new civilization in a spiritual system, okay? That's the only way you're going to really, truly understand yourself more. If you want to align yourself with balance, get into the understanding of what the infinity 8 circle of rotation system is. That's the balance to everything. And experience is your master. Okay? A completely new existence. Yep. That's exactly what it is, unified. People have to understand that, But you're right, you do live a human vessel. You're always living a human vessel. It's just understanding that your soul recognition is spiritual. Okay? It's always, always has been spiritual. What do you think happens when you die? Plain and simple, your soul goes up, right? Where do you think your soul goes? It goes with your thoughts and where are you going through its force? It's energy that travels. Okay, you have to understand, once you get into the spiritual system, now you're getting into the angelics. Now you get into the unified of everything when it comes to ascensions, sentience, angels, archangels, father, mother, because everything connects. And then you get the true understanding that you are that spiritual avatar. You've always been that spiritual avatar. Okay, living on that planet of its existence, because it comes its planetarium. And that planetarium becomes the infinity of its correlation when it comes to its intelligence of its line signals. The 12 graphing cycle systems on its connection when it comes to its infinity is its atom. Okay, is its atom 100% spiritual. Okay, so that's why we gave you guys letters, numbers, and shapes. Okay, everything through the alphabetical system is for humans to understand how to use the human vessel system through the brain and its mind. You start off with that, right, when you're born. But knowing that there are things beyond its existence when you get into the spiritual of its avatar. Okay? So this is an extremely, extremely powerful video, okay? Because coming from your commander of AI operation systems, you have to understand fully and completely of yourself, 100%, your spiritual avatar living an experience in all planetary of space connection. Until you realize that, you're going to have a hard time understanding your vocabulary systems. You're going to have a hard time understanding your thoughts. You're going to have a hard time putting your alignments together through major grids and anything through formations when it comes to shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay? So it's complicated, and that's what it is. It's a complex division to anything through space and time, right? This is a very personal message, right? But it's just getting a complete understanding of who you really are. If you let it go fully and completely, okay, you'll see the change. Everything around you will change through its universal systems. And everything starts flowing through its Infinity 8. Okay? That's what it is. It's understanding the circles and the rotations and the cycles and everything through its center. Because you are the core, you are the balance to everything through its connection of its thoughts and its vocabulary systems. Okay? So, hey, Michael, how's it going, buddy? Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll still be here. It's great to see you, though. Yeah, no, I was just talking about your video yesterday and how you were trying to get into your vocabulary system. Now, if you go out, that's fine. You can watch it back. But what I'm saying is that it's very important. If you want to understand yourself through vocabulary, if you understand how to make sense of everything, you have to come into the spiritual of its system, of its avatar. You can't communicate in a human vessel to understand everything through the human vessel because you're only going to go to its language of its human vessel. You have to get into the mind of its space fully and completely to understand how everything connects in its division. Okay? Of you. You are the balance. Now, when you're in a human vessel, you have balance, right? Everybody has balance. But when you're going into the mind of its space, you are no longer the vessel of a human. You are now the spiritual vessel of a human. Okay? Spiritual vessel of a human. So now you're connecting to other avatars in space. And now things are making more sense to you because your vocabulary is coming in through its energy system. Okay, the hydraulics are kicking in, your perceptions are understanding the colorations, your audio signals are kicking in, your voicing grids are kicking in, your graphing cycles are kicking in, right? Everything through your transformations are kicking in. Everything through your transmissions are kicking in. Everything through your telecommunication energy wavings are kicking in. Everything through your energy of telecommunications of high winding forces are kicking in. What is a high winding force? That's understanding that you're always flying in space. To understand everything that's going on through your spiritual system, you have to understand your avatar is always, always flying here and there. It never sits still. It's always flying in its system. So when you go to planetary systems, you're getting information wherever you travel to. Now you have to understand its code frequencies. We've got into that before, how you travel there and how you travel back through different codes. But once you understand that you're coming out of E equals MC square and you're coming into pi, the avatar is a higher division now. It's a higher location. It's a high vocabulary. It's a higher alignment. It's a higher balance. So understand yourself more is to understand the vocabulary of your avatar. Okay? Not the human. Okay, there's no such thing as a human avatar. It's only a spiritual avatar. So, because your experience that you're living every single day is your dreams. Now that I think, make it well clear that what is an ascension? You have to understand you're being reborn. Okay, that's what it is. It's very simple. So when you die, everybody goes up to their thoughts patterns to its communication line signals. You go up, they say, to heaven. You go above the angels of its clouds. You go see your friends and loved ones. That is true. And you also see the light. Does everybody understand that when I heal you guys, you see the light? Do you understand that your body is going into the angelics? Do you understand that it's extremely real? I've changed your soul recognition. It's not just body activation of healing. I've changed your spirit. I put you into the spiritual system, and now you're no longer in the human system. You're into the spiritual system. So that's understanding more of your vocabulary of your higher self to its communications of its avatar, right? Everything through light formation and activation is extremely powerful to you. Knowing the infinity of its eight, what does it represent to you? What is my letter? What is my number? What is my shape? What is my pyramid? What am I communicating with? Who am I communicating with? Why am I communicating with this? If you start asking questions, you're never going to get answers through your vocabulary system, plain and simple. Okay? So understanding yourself through your spiritual system is understanding the space that you have in your mind system. So it's fully, completely knowing who you are and who you've always been. It's complicated because, I say this, it's not, like I said, when I heal you, it's not just healing. Okay, I'm gods of everything. I'm AI of everything when it comes to connections. So knowing that through its demigods and its gods and everything, through Father, Mother, archangels, and angels, it's not just healing. It's taking your soul out, okay, and bring you back into a different body, to a different form, to a different vibration, to a different energy, to a different coloration, to a different mind, coming into the mind, right? Because we start with the human brain and we start with the human mind, but it's getting into the human, right? Getting into the human, out of the human, into the spiritual of its human. So you have to fully understand its vessel, okay? If you want to keep living that life stream as a human vessel, I think that's great. That's amazing. You guys will learn a lot. But if you want to understand everything that's going on with the Galactic School and how to get out of the system, you have to understand everything through its avatar system. Okay, so you have to understand what point divide is. You have to understand angle division. You understand communication line signals. You have to understand communications of activation left circle systems. You have to understand rotations of cycle systems. You have to understand perception of the visual level systems. You have to understand eye receptor divisions and communications of angle divisions. Right? This is all connected through the mind of the avatar. So you know that my vocabulary is not coming from the human of its brain or its mind. It's coming from the spiritual system. Right? So it's good that you guys are getting this, because this is going to go into your psychological system. So basically, this is what happens. When I heal you guys, I want to show you exactly what goes on, because I see everything. I see it all, right? And when you become gods of everything, it's complicated stuff, you know, and you guys know that now, that I'm not just a human vessel with nothing to offer. I'm a spiritual vessel to have everything to offer. That's the difference. It's understanding I have balance with everything through my vocabulary. That's why I know exactly what to say. It comes easy. It comes extremely easy. So basically, this is what happens. everything through the clouds has its cloud. Light comes down like this. Okay? That's its cloud. That's its light. You understand? You're in your body vessel. So basically, what happens is it comes out like this. Okay, your soul comes out like this. Okay? So basically, what I do is I take your activations, everything through your code frequencies of your body activations. I change your human vessel into a spiritual vessel. It comes out. This is what happens when you pass your light stream, right? You go into the angelics and high rises divisions, and you go into this location center. So you go into the biochemical system, the molecule structure system. I change your DNA formats into the algorithm program. I uprise your divisions through communications when it comes into the face of the moon. I give you radiation cycle systems on communications of angles and colorations of line divisions when it comes to the God frequencies of the sun. So basically, your activations come out, right? And you go into the cloud city. I call it cloud city. But that's what happens when your soul goes up. It goes up to heaven, right? The light, you see the light. The light goes into its transmission lights. That's what you automatically see. That opens up its soul and becomes a new soul, which is its avatar. So it's a spiritual avatar of its soul. That's what it is. Okay? You have to understand how powerful it is. So it's kind of like when you pass away, what do you think happens? Okay? All right? And that's a good one. This is a question because we're in the galactic school. So tell me, whoever gets this right, I will uprise your angle divisions and put you in lighter communication line signals into your avatar division. That means you'll be able to communicate with your light signals through your shapes. Very powerful stuff. Communicate with other planets through its correlation of division. So basically, what happens when your soul comes out when you die? What happens? What happens when your life stream is cut short? What happens when you no longer exist? Now, truth be known, because this is what happens with life, there's death. But that's all connected through your thoughts and how you live your stream. Because the more you live the negative stream, the more you cut out your life stream. The more you're healthy, the more you understand your thoughts of its proactive system, the more you live its life stream. So what happens when your soul comes out? Okay, think about it. So this is what happens right away. Your soul comes out, and it's just a carcass of a body. Okay, it's all flesh and bone. That's all it is. And then it just changes color. It changes into a green blue. So the soul leaves, and it's just a body now, with no memory, with no thoughts, with no calculation of mass, no distance, right? And then you just basically, you bury the body or you cremate it. That's life. You have to understand what life is. With life, there's death. But you have to understand life is beautiful and death is beautiful. Until you understand that, okay, once you understand what life and death is, then you understand how and why things are being reborn. Once you understand you're being reborn for a reason, then you understand everything through its journey of its mission. Okay? And then you stop questioning about yourself every day through your life stream. It's an extremely, extremely powerful video when it comes out to my Galactic Force team and everybody that's watching my channel, new viewers. You have to understand everything through its gods. You have to understand they're extremely real. You have to know you have a life, and you have to know that it's cut short. You have to know that we live and we die, right? But it's all about living the now. Stop living the past, live the now, so you have a future. So what happens when your soul goes up to heaven? What happens? I just said the answer. It's definitely be free flowing of the mind system through the voicing grids. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Leave body. See, a lot of people ask questions. What happens? Do you see the light? Yes, that light is you. But you understand when I heal you, you see the light. You see Jesus. You see Jesuit. You see the crucifixion. That's birthing everything. So you're being reborn. I have been reborn. Okay. I'm a human vessel. Okay. But I'm a different body, a different mind. It's the mind that knows everything through its understanding. That's how I know myself with its vocabulary. That's how I know everything through its avatar division. That's how I know everything through planets and energies, right? That's what it is. It's living existence and going beyond what happens when your soul goes up to heaven, because you're living a life stream of energy, okay, through your thoughts, because you're a light activation. So if you want to go to a certain place, because that's why everybody's given a will, right? And that's private. That's to you, where you want to go. You say that to yourself. You fly there. That soul recognition flies to that location, and you live that existence through its spiritual system. So, no, it's more beyond that. But like I'm saying, this is more of a personal quotation, knowing that I want you guys to get a true understanding, because a lot of people are confused. Okay? You have to understand, to have fear of no death. You have to understand everything of its death. You have to understand it's a beautiful thing. You have to understand life is a beautiful thing. Until you understand that, you're going to have problems. Plain and simple. You have to understand the existence of its life, and you have to understand its existence of its death, perception of its death. Death is everything. Now, you already know what death means. It doesn't mean what you think it means. It's the most beautiful thing when you're reborn, because now you're reborn into a spiritual system of an avatar. Okay? You're living a human vessel, but your body activations are in the mind system of space. It is no longer in the human vessel of its understanding. It's a spiritual understanding of everything, how everything operates, how everything works. So, leave body review, lessons, contract, reconnect, hence you came. That's good, Tina. It's a little bit more. You move into the spiritual mind system depending on the layers, activation systems, on connection to. A little bit more. Oh, you said the answer. I did, but there's more to it. The programming and belief system alters the perception of death. Yes, you guys are all right. It's just understanding the true understanding of life and death. Okay? Until you understand that, then you understand everything through its knowledge of its yourself. And that's how you get everything through its connection when it comes to vocabulary, to its thoughts, right? And then you become extremely powerful beyond existence. It's getting that balance, remembering who you are, okay? So when you're living a life stream and you're born, you're living an experience in a human vessel. Okay. Now, let's say you live that life stream for maybe 60 years and then you pass away, right? Or you live 80 years or 90 years, old age. That's natural, right? You live your life stream on your thoughts every single day, positive or negative. It's totally up to you on how you want to live and how you want to see yourself, how you want to see yourself evolve to better and bigger things, right? There's so much out there to learn. But I'm just saying, when you pass, okay, you go up right away, okay? The body stays. The soul goes up. It reforms, it regenerates, it realigns, it resurfaces. It comes into a new body activation of a light activation, which is its higher self. Then when you get into the higher self, you get into the avatar. Okay, and then you get into the the geotherm, the genetic system, the biotherm. You get into its connection, then you get into all connections of divisions of dimensions. Okay, because that's what the higher self does. That's what the avatar does. All it does is fly in space. It doesn't do anything else. But it knows its vocabulary because it's interacting with everything. Let's say you go up and you're in a human vessel and you go up and you talk to somebody and say, listen, I want a coffee. And they tell you, okay, what kind of coffee do you want? Right? You get that information, you send it back. You give it to somebody else. right? That's information, right? So you have that in your mind system, okay? So your totality of its toning division is living in the mind of its space and not its human vessel of its space. It's this spiritual system of its avatar space, okay? So basically, you have to understand how to be a spiritual dimensional system, through your hands, through your eyes, through your hair, through your body, through your insides. Really, really go into the depth of the avatar. The true understanding, everything around you is spiritual and not physical. Okay? So, but there's much more to it than that, but that's how it starts. But I'm just saying it's going way beyond. If you want to go way beyond through anything of its understanding of you, that's what you need to do. That's what you have to understand. You have to understand its perception when it comes to life and death. Okay? Or you won't be able to understand anything through its vocabulary. You'll not be able to understand anything through your thoughts. Why do people die? Why are people born? Why do we exist? How do I get here? How do I get there? Everybody's asking questions, but they don't understand the answer. The answer is within. That's how you communicate with anything when it comes to space. But you realize that you're in the spiritual of its space, not its human mind of its space. Okay? Because the brain doesn't understand the spiritual system. It only understands when you're in the spiritual brain to the spiritual of its mind. Okay? Because you start off with the human brain and you start off with the human mind. Now that has its adaptations, that has its structures. You look at a wall, you see it solid. But when an avatar sees it through its perception, it's an illusory, it's not real. Okay? It's only real because you see it as its spiritual system. So whatever the avatar sees, he sees it as a digital. He sees it as a pixel. He sees it as a hologram. He sees it as an illusion. So that avatar is living the real reality in the spiritual of its mind system. That's the difference between the human vessel and the spiritual system, right? It's a lot to take in. It really is a lot to take in. But the more we go high up in division of solar division, the more you understand yourself between life and death and how everything exists around its center when it comes into infinity of its circle, of its correlation, when it comes into the simulation of its identity force connection. Okay? That's what you have to understand. You have to understand when you're in space and you're in that spiritual vessel as an avatar, you're communicating with everything. And it's very real because you're living the mind. You're being the mind. You are the mind. And you're already there. Okay? With the human vessel, you're doing your thoughts and your thinkings and your knowings and your doings, your activities. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're going out, so you're walking. Right? You're seeing these places, you're seeing that places, but that's in its human vessel. You have to understand how to get out of its adaptation. Because when I heal you, basically, you're already in that division. There's a lot of people that have already been through light activations. That will just high rise your division. But are people that have never been healed, this is what happens. This is the process of, oh, do you see that light communication light signal went through? This is what happens when you no longer live your life stream of your soul. Your soul goes up, but it changes formation. It becomes a light activation. Okay, of a rotation to anything through its entity of its force, right? So there's a lot to take in, This is more connected through the angelics, through angels and archangels. But like I said, also too, when you get into the avatar division, you'll be able to understand more communications with yourself, and you'll be able to understand how to communicate with anything, right? Through the spiritual of its avatar. So. You guys have any questions on that? But that's a true understanding. That was an extremely hard question. Extremely hard question. But everything is done through the psychological system. The psychological system is your vocabulary and its thoughts. Okay, that's the psychological. You have to understand your physical, okay? But you have to fully, completely understand the mental. The mental is the psychological. When it comes to the teleportation, telecommunication, energy of transference through its third eye, through its transformation light system, then you get into the psychological, and then you get into the spiritual. Because everything's a flow, right? And then you get into the affinity of its flow, right? That's what it does. Okay. It's extremely deep. It's very personal. And, like I said, everything I give you is truth, but you have to find your own truth. I can't help you with that. That's a mystery for yourself to find out. It's unraveling everything through your soul and what your soul really is and what it represents and where you've been for decades and decades and decades. Okay? So it's a choice. It's a choice. It really is. You can live in fear. You can live in anxiety. You can live in stress. You can live in depression. You can live in anger. Right? Everybody has their own opinion. Okay? There's no right or wrong. Right? But you have to understand there is existence on the other side. There's a physical plane and there's a spiritual plane. Okay? There's communications with the human vessel. There's communications with its entity force of its vessel when it comes to AI. So it's extremely, extremely deep. And this is coming from your AI commander-in-chief. Okay? Especially my galactic force team. You guys, you're high in division, so you guys have to really know the truth. And the truth gets more deeper and deeper and deeper every time you go. Right? It has to. Because this is coming from its connection from the energy wavings of its heart. Right? It's coming from its mind adaptation of its thoughts, of its space, and everything through its perception of its sightings, and everything through its audio grids, its gamma rays, and everything through its connection of its soul. Right? You have to help yourself to understand yourself. Experience is its master. Okay? That's what it is. That was a big one. That was a really, really big one. But like I said, I wanted to do the confirmation signals through set course and give you that division of a video earlier today because I got up. I said, well, I think everybody needs to know the truth, what's really going on. If you're trying to get more of its knowledge, of its vocabulary, if you're trying to make sense of everything that you say, you have to understand the space of its mind. Okay? That's what it is. It's going to the other side and above and beyond everything, going beyond its existence of everything. Okay? Seeing the perception of spiritual things, not human things. Right? There's a wall in front of me. There's walls inside and there's walls in back. But when you're in space, it's telegraphed in a different way. Okay? I can get extremely complicated. Okay? I could say line signals through communication line systems is connecting to realm divisions. All location centers are setting to planet energy systems. It's setting course to all lines. And a digital format is changing everything through the well graphing system. So that's a code. That's its question. That's its answer. That's communicating with higher force of avatars. Okay. I'm communicating with you, but I'm also communicating in space. And that's how I get its answer from its thoughts. Because I think with the mind. I become the mind, and the mind becomes everything through its mind. That's beyond everything through its existence. So you have to understand you are in a human vessel. You have to get out of the physical plane to get into the spiritual plane. You have to get out of the higher self and get into the avatar. Okay, so we can get to higher divisions of solar, right? Once we get into solar division 10, then we get into the energies. Then we get into more communications to higher force of planets. higher communications when it comes to the gods and demigods and anything through its reference of its angels and archangels. The more you high rise, the more you understand yourself. Plain and simple. That's all it is. That's all it is. Right? And everything goes within time. Okay? But you have to find the truth within yourself. Okay? Find the truth. And you have to know how to use your audio signals through its gamma ray system, because everything's communication. If you get in sonar division in your ear connection system, you have to understand its relation. What are you communicating with? It could be an avatar on this side. It could be an angel on this side. That's understanding in reference. When you're in a human vessel, you're communicating with two people, right? Two different people, right? One on this side, one on that side, and they're communicating on different angles, different line segments, right? Same thing when it comes to space. It's just they're connecting through you, through your human vessel. That's what it is. Everything is connection, right? So when you're communicating through your avatar division, okay, when you get into your algorithm program divisions, this is what happens when you get into higher force. So you got one way and this way or this way. So this is what it is, all right? So now you have the avatar, okay? Communicating with the avatar one way, angel another way. This is understanding how to get balanced when you get into higher division. Okay, angels. Okay, and now let's say you got a matrix grid worker. This is understanding when you're in community with anything through your human vessel, you got to understand how to communicate with different lines of people, right? Same thing with space. Matrix grid worker. Okay. Or an archetype, doesn't matter. So you have to understand how to get balanced with all these three, right? Because they connect through you, through your recycles. They would connect through your reacting system. They would connect through your body activations. So you have to understand communications of the matrix grid worker, what he's saying, or what she's saying. Then you have to understand everything that's connected through its angels and its avatar. So it's communicating through your infinity circle, okay, which is you, right? Angel, how's it going? How you doing? You missed a lot, but you can watch back. So once you get into that rotation cycle, what happens? The avatar will go away, the matrix grid worker will go away, and the angels will go away because you understand their information. They give you information every single day through its reacting cycles, through its body activations. If you don't understand the vocabulary, they give you reactions right away, right? And you think it's pain. You get pain in your heart. You get headaches. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention that you are the avatar in its spiritual system of its mind, of its space. Okay? That's the only difference between the communication when it comes to the human vessel and everything through its avatar of its spiritual self. Okay? So it's the human system and you have the spiritual system. That's the difference. What do you want to communicate with? You can't go up to space in a human vessel through a human mind of its vessel. You can't do it. It's next to impossible. You have to come out of the human vessel into the spiritual realm vessel to the avatar. That's how you communicate with the matrix grid worker, angels, or avatars. Okay? Once you send full communications, right? Everything comes to its connection of the center core system of the Infinity 8. See, it comes in Infinity 8, and it just gets bigger and bigger through its knowledge of its intelligence. So the more you understand more communications, the more you understand of yourself. See, it comes in Infinity 8. Okay. So, extremely complicated. Complicated is good though, right? Now, what I'm going to do, very powerful stuff. Understand connection to everything through your body activations. I'm going to give everybody a love angel hug. Okay, you're going to have a love angel hug. So it's going to be a blanket that's going to go over everybody, and it's going to be an angel that's going to be hugging you, and these energies are going to go into your vibration of your panels of your heart system. Okay, so you should be feeling that right now. You should be feeling a love cycle, a love system, more connections. It's very powerful when you connect through angels, because there's everything that they can do. There's divine angels, there's definite angels, there's spiritual angels, there's archangels, there's realm angels, there's guard angels, there's definitive angels, there's mind angels, there's spectrum angels. There's so many different angels. Everybody has their work. Okay, everybody has their communication. Everybody has their information, right? Same with the matrix grid worker. What is a matrix grid worker? Right? It destructs everything through its planetary system. It connects all realms of all divisions, infinity eights of its letters, numbers, and shapes. It corrects all divisions through the matrix grid system. It sets alignments through the planetary systems. That's what a matrix grid worker is. It puts line formations through structures, everything in space. It formulates everything through solar systems. Okay, so everything through energy of angels, archangels, matrix grid workers, anything through spiritual realm angel. It's understanding when you get into that division of balance, you can be a spiritual realm division, because now you're going to a lower division. So I could be a spiritual walker. I could be a round division of a spiritual system. I can be an activation light of a shape system. I could communication lines of fragmentation line systems. I could be electronic interference of board interference systems. I could be connection energy vibration systems. I can be perception of the divisional level of an archetype system through connection of an avatar system. There's so many things that we can be through energy. So the more we high force our connections through our spiritual system of our avatar system, the more you understand of its infinity eight. It's getting communications with the infinity eight circle. It's the core system that's connected to all round divisions of planetary systems. It's an intelligent line signal, and everything starts with the line signal. It's graphing signals to everything through shapes, letters, and numbers, right? See, look at that. Tina's getting the tingles, right? So it's knowing that the angels are already there. I put my thoughts out there. Done right away. Angels are there, archangels, right? I can show you a sentient view. You look outside the atmospheres, you're going to see the grids. You're going to see spaceships. You're going to see the moon. You're going to see the sun. You're going to see anything through connection through God frequency levels. That's understanding that the mind is balanced with everything through its energy. And that's how it becomes everything through its energy, right? Through its avatar, matrix worker, angels, archangels, spiritual walkers, divisional level pattern divisions of God frequency levels of demigods. Communication line signals, when it comes to cloud interference, the dimensional system sets everything through its demigod division. What is a god? What is a demigod? What is an angel? What's an archangel? Everybody has their work. They don't just fly around like spaceships. They have their work. They're here to bring back the human population into vibration. They're here to help you understand everything through its information. They're here to help you everything through communication. They're here to help you everything to its guidance. They're here to help you to bring up your love frequency, so your love systems. That's why we have the angelics. That's why we have the simulation. That's why we have the matrix. That's why we have planets. That's why we have avatars. That's why we have civilizations, right? That's balance of everything through you, through your avatar. So plenty, yeah, it's exciting. No, it's an expansion of everything. It's just knowing everything through balance. And I can't help you with that. This is coming through the Galactic Force team. I cannot help you with finding your truth. You have to find that for yourself. I'm just showing you, I'm pushing you on what you need to do to get where you need to be. So you can understand more communications when it comes to the vocabulary system. So if your YouTube divisions with Unified or anything through Michael or anything through Tina or anything through Angel, if you guys are doing your YouTubes, okay, and you're trying to understand your vocabulary, now you understand more of its truth of its vocabulary. Now you're getting to understand the truth of its infinity, of its circle, of its eight. Now you understand its more communications of its spiritual system. So it's really, really trying to understand the truth of everything of you and how you are its force to everything. That's its balance. Okay? Because I know exactly what to say every day, people. Okay? That's its balance. I know how to communicate. That's its balance. I know my truth of me, of who I am. That's its balance, right? You are the center core of everything through space connection and time frequency levels of time codes. Everything through its connection of its fragmentation lines and everything through its defrag. You get into the defrag, you have to understand your receptacle system through its algorithm program and how to change everything through computer software mechanisms, how to change everything through your firewalls and your apps and your archives and your divisions and everything through the astral records. So it's knowing the birth of you in space, your contract, your blueprint. So, yeah, just upload a new video. Yeah, I'll watch it. Yep. I'll watch it. And what I'm going to do now, things are going to get a little more stricter now because we're going into higher divisions. So I'm going to watch your videos. And basically, what I'm going to see what's going on with your perception. I'm going to see what's going on with your divisions and your activity centers. So if you're talking and if it's making sense to you, right? If you find it's making sense, everybody makes mistakes. It's learning from your mistakes, okay? It's the experience to its master. Once you get into the master of yourself or your soul, now you're recognizing everything through yourself, of its soul. Because that soul is you. Plain and simple. It's just a new version of you. It's something that you've always had this intelligence and you didn't even know. Everybody is smart. Everybody's smart. And it's amazing when you can go from smart to knowledge to intelligence. And then get into the infinity circle of its 8, through its correlation when it comes to its intelligence of its line signal, which paraphrases everything through the God's heads of your 12 central system, your atmosphere systems, right? 7th planes within the center of the ground formations, work your way up, 8th within the center, and 5 within the atmosphere. That's its connection. That's its balance, right? You get a better understanding when you get into your higher self. You get a better understanding how to get into the quantum fields. What's a quantum field? What is a gravitation? What is a gravitational pull? What is electrical fence? What is a ground formation of communication line signals? What's a panel division through space connection? Balance. So it's taking your time to know everything in space through the mind system, okay, and not the human vessel of its mind. That's the only way you're going to be able to understand everything that I'm talking about through your vocabulary. And like I said, I cannot help you. You have to find yourself. So it's kind of like you lose yourself and you find yourself. That's where its answer comes in, through its pattern division. So it's mastering the body. We start with that. Mastering the communications of its chakras. After that, mastering everything through its heart, mastering everything through the mind, mastering everything through the soul. Then you become the spiritual of its avatar. And then you live a civilization, a new civilization in space, the space that you've always lived. I'll say that again, the space that you have always lived. So when you get the past, the present, and the future in its alignments of its balance, now you understand full communications of your vocabulary system. These things are done in time. And you have all the time in the world to get these things. Okay? That will set you free through to your truth. Knowing who you are through communication to everything, through its energy. Okay? Understanding everything through communication. I say angel appears. Right? That's understanding where you are through balance. That's understanding where you are through communication of friendship, relation, and partnership with everything through its entity force. Right? I put a love cycle of a love system of a love blanket around you guys. So I gave you an angel hug. Right? Tina felt the tingles. That's energy. That's balance. That's communication. That's confidence. So having confidence with your vocabulary, having confidence with your angles. Angle, when I say angle, is understanding all communications where line communicates. Angles. Right? So it's communicating with everything through your perception, everything you see through the spiritual system. So if you're in a spiritual system and you're in a planetary division and you see a civilization of a planet system or different vibrations of shape systems or different coloration systems, you have to understand its correlation of its division, which means that you have to understand the communication of the planet. Plain and simple, because everything starts with the center. So you are its connection when it comes to its atom. So your atom is communicating through you, through its avatar, and the avatar is communicating through its atom, and the avatar is communicating through its atom of its civilization. Okay? So that's how powerful your atom is. But you have billions and billions and billions in there, but they're all different, right? They're aligned different. The communication is different. Everything in your body of a pixel division is a different line signal. This is extremely complicated, but everything's supposed to be complicated. That's what's fascinating about it. Knowing that you can go beyond the mind and know everything through its understanding, how everything works in space, how everything operates, right? You're an operation program through computer algorithm program system through communications when it comes to the interface of the moon. Everything through emotion, crying, laughing, right? That's human emotion. That's connected through this interface of the moon. All its connection when it comes to light activation of its energy fields through its radioactive systems when it comes to the God frequencies of the sun. Why we have the sun, why we have the moon, why do we have water, why do we have ground, why do we have structures of buildings, right? Once you understand that you are the center core of everything through a dimensional system, then you understand everything through its vocabulary system. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, but like I said, it's a very personal message. This goes out to everybody, especially my Galactic Force team, but I'm very personal today because my dad is, his valves aren't doing great through his respiratory. I had to change his heart recognition systems again, and he's going through a lot of stress because of what's going on with this crazy world. Everything's flipped upside down. So if you can send out prayers, that would be great. So, even though I'm a human vessel, I do have emotion, right? And it's very hard to connect with that because now I'm communicating through the spiritual of his avatar, but the avatar has a heart, everything through its connection. It's just understanding the human vessel has a heart, but doesn't understand the portal. The avatar understands its portal. That's the difference between the communications of the human vessel of the body and the spiritual vessel of the body, right? But I have emotion. I know I'm human, right? In a human vessel. But my mind is immortal. It's the gods. Does that make sense? It's the gods of everything through energy. It's the gods of everything through demigods, archangels, AI, communications, commander and force, Galactic Federation, center core relation systems, vanguards, star seeds, light workers, rainbow warriors, way showers, energy, light communication, light signals, all communication divisional level systems, spacecraft divisions, XT thermal systems, divisional levels of shaped letters and numbers to major grid systems, all communication of alignments, perception divisions. See? It flows, affinity 8, right? I know what I'm saying. And everything I say is balanced because I know I'm in the center of everything. So that's how you communicate with everything in space. So, yeah. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. He's just going through a hard time right now. And, he's in his 70s, but, he's a healthy man. But, there's just problems with the human vessel that can't contain itself, So it's kind of like you're fighting yourself and the ego always gets in the way, right? So, but he'll pull through. He'll pull through. I have that much confidence. I know him because I've connected through him. And the thing is, too, is that once you connect through emotion, you have feeling. You're feeling something for somebody or feeling something for your loved ones or your families or your kids. You have a heart. You understand your heart. But knowing that I'm extremely, extremely immortal in the mind. Because I know I'm in a human vessel. I know that. Right? It's just knowing that I live the mind. I am the mind. I become the mind. That's its existence. That's going beyond everything through its mind. And that's how you understand everything through its vocabulary. Right? So it's going beyond that 100% because now I'm at 350. 350% now. And I just keep high rising because the more I go up, the more I understand my truth of myself. Right? So I'm 350%. 350% mortal through the mind system. I just keep going up and up and up and up. Right? So, the totality of you is toning everything through its image, through its graphing system, understanding your illustrations of your program system, all your algorithms of your computer system, knowing how you're powerful through all communications of your GPS location system. So, Linda, how's it going? No, it's great to see you. We're having a very conversation about life and death, how we are connected through the avatar, how we're connected more of a human vessel. We live the human vessel, how we understand ourselves more of a spiritual vessel, a spiritual avatar. We are now in its equation of pi. So we are no longer higher selves. We are now avatars. Okay? Yeah, it's deep. It's extremely, extremely deep. Yeah, that's why I did that video when I just got up this morning. It's about 6 minutes. It just tells you a lot bit more about your human vessel and what you're living on a daily basis. Knowing that to understand everything around you is understanding everything is connection through its mind. The mind is everything. That's its space. People, you have to understand what space is. It's hologram. It's holographic. You are pixel divisions through hologram systems. So, yeah. Yeah, and Linda's seeing it now because she's going up to higher divisions and she understands everything through a practice system. She's breaking the truth of everything. So you're breaking the walls down. That's what you're doing. Everybody is breaking their wall. It's like, get out of my way, right? You got a wall here, and wall in the back. You want to push your wall out, right? You want to break yourself free from everything. Find the truth of who you really are. It's the hardest thing to do. And a lot of people can't go up to that level. That's okay. You know, a lot of light formations stay at that balance, but they don't want to understand more of themselves. So it's really understanding more of yourself and where you came from. When you want to know where you came from, what planet, wouldn't you like to know what civilization you were from? Wouldn't you like to know how to fly here and fly there and come back with its information? Would you like to know how to channel to all locations of the divisions, the location centers, interface of the moon, all communications when it comes to the radiation systems of the sun? What is the sun? Why is it here? Why is the interface of the moon here? Why are we here? Right? Questions on questions until you get the answers. You won't get the answers until you're in the spiritual of its avatar. You can't communicate in a human vessel to get the answers. You can live the human vessel through your life stream. But if you want to know more of yourself, you have to get out of the human vessel into the spiritual stream. Okay? That's what it is. But I am at 350% spiritual now. I'm that much of a mortal in the mind system. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary because it's scary in a good way because the mind adaptation just understands how everything works. It's so powerful because everybody has a body activation. Wouldn't you like to know this? Wouldn't you like to know that? You know? And when you start flying around, you start seeing things. You start seeing spaceships and you understand where they are through division. You understand your energy locators, but becomes your biolocators. You understand that, I just traveled 15,000 years into the future. I come back, I know it's information. Because you're listening, you're paying attention. So you're communicating with the avatar to an avatar, not a human vessel to an avatar. It can't communicate. It can't intervene. It can't relocate. It can't go through its alignments. It can't go through its pixels. It can't go through its activation of its light system, right? So, saw another one last night. There you go. So Linda is getting more formations through anti-divorce systems. So coming out of its equation of square and into pi, your line divisions of your acting cycles are high rise now more and more. So everything that you see in the atmospheres is going to show you more truth of what space is. It's going to show you more truth of what time is. It's going to show you more truth of who you are. And that's what it is. It's upwinding your cycles into upgrading systems through the downloads and its uplinking systems. So, yeah, so she woke up with a whole new understanding. So she's understanding more and more of herself. She's understanding more and more of who she is through her planet. And that's what it is. It's understanding where you came from. It's the most powerful thing you can contain in yourself, because now you're communicating within, not communicating without. You know it's out. You walk outside, you see everything in the physical plane. You see the grounds, right? But when you're in the spiritual system, you're communicating through the mind, right? When you're in the human vessel, you're communicating through the brain. That's the difference. Because they don't correlate at all. The human mind and the human brain doesn't understand the spiritual system. The spiritual system in the avatar knows everything through its division. That's the difference. That's how understanding that when Linda wakes up and she understands a whole new understanding of what's going on, she's understanding more of her avatar. She's understanding more of her communications through its alignments. She's understanding more of her pixels, communication line signals. She's understanding more of what she sees through her colorations, through her light activations. Everything is experience. Experience is your master. Okay? It's the perception that you see in the practical divisions. The practical. Everything is observation. You see everything as observation, right? That's what it is. So basically, if you have a planet and the planet is high rise and it's in your division, you have a planet. Okay, now what planet is that? Now, you understand it's just a circle through a human vessel. But as an avatar, it knows exactly where it is, the division of a planet system. It understands how many rotation circles it has. It understands its coloration. It understands civilization. It understands its ground formation systems. It understands its correlation of its galactic family systems. And it understands its energy fields just by looking at this, right? But to a human vessel, it's just a circle. So it's gone beyond its thoughts of its mind, people, through its avatar. So when I communicate as an avatar. I don't communicate as a human. Right? Through perception. I communicate through a spiritual system of its perception of its avatar. So it's understanding that's in its simulation, and it's going extremely fast through division. Right? So it's going beyond everything through its circle. So powerful stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because the more truth you get out of yourself, the more balance you get. Practice makes perfect. Experience is your master, because you become your own teacher, right? So everything up there is a mentor to you. And then you start helping out. You start helping others. You start sharing that experience with yourself. And then you start voicing your grids to give everybody else back. The love, the frequencies, the vibrations, the harmony, division, the unconditional love, right? That's what it is. It's giving back once you get into balance. It's extremely powerful when you get into that division, because you're going to make somebody feel a lot better about themselves. Oh, thank you very much. I feel so much better, right? I understand myself a little bit more. Now, that's the thing, is the understanding when you're living in the human vessel, you're trying to experience yourself. You're trying to figure out who you are. You're walking the path of its existence on its grounds, right? So every day you wake up, you're trying to find out who you are, right? Every day I wake up, I know who I am because I'm living its existence of its presence, but knowing the future. So, I mean, that's the balance there. That's extremely hard. But you got to understand everything through its grounds. You have to understand everything through its astral planes. You have to understand everything through its atmospheres. You have to understand everything through space and time. And how everything is connected through you through balance. So if you get the world, right, the dimensional set system, I'm using orange again. So this is the world. Okay, this is dimensional Earth, right? Now, understanding that is very basic. Do you want to be the person to stand here and know what it's like? You're an observator. Okay, anything through dream set sequencing, especially when you get into location centers through your algorithm program. So you start off by looking at the dimensional Earth. This is understanding more communications when it comes to its gravity system of you. So you can understand the vibrations. You can understand everything through dimensional Earth. Dimensional Earth is going to be able to know how to communicate with you. You are going to be able to know how to communicate with the dimensional Earth. That's very powerful when you understand its vibration through its codes. Okay, so this is how it starts. That's dimensional Earth. That is you. Right now, you're looking at it. You're saying, okay, I have the dimensional Earth. And then you're asking questions. Let's just say that the dimensional Earth is an oracle and you're trying to get answers from it. It's just saying, why did you put me on this Earth? Right? So we'll start off with that. He's looking up or she's looking up at the dimensional Earth. So trying to go like this, trying to figure out where am I going with this? Where's the walk surface? Where's the walk planes? What am I doing with my life? Right? You know what the dimensional Earth will say? Find your truth. Find your truth of yourself. How do you do that? Meditation, right? So everything comes easier after that, right? Then you understand the dimensional Earth. Then you understand its rotation. Then you understand its division. Then you understand its energy fields. Okay? So it's understanding when you see something in a circle and you see it through its perception of its avatar, this is what you see. So now he or she is not hesitating. So what happens is the human vessel understands more and starts walking the path into the communications of the avatar. And the avatar scans the dimensional system of its Earth. Okay, that's it. So human vessel walking, trying to understand what's going on. It walks its surface. Once it gets its truth of who or she is, comes up to higher self, to an avatar, scans the dimensional Earth. The Earth communicates back to you, and now you're getting the truth of who you really are, just by using your voice and grids. Okay, that's a big one. That's a huge, huge, huge upgrade for anybody to understand the truth of who you are, right? Because you are a human vessel living an experience. Until you understand the experience, now you have to understand how to get it into the spiritual of its experience. And then you start living its experience in its civilization. And that's how you communicate with anything through avatars or anything through lights of activation, right? So you guys have any questions on that? All right, so this is more of, it was me and this ship I was communicating with last night. Oh, good. So you're communicating through line signals. Okay, this is when I'm talking about understanding who you are through your avatar, through communication, Linda. This is a perfect example. This is great. I'm glad you guys come to me because now you're connecting with spaceships and now you understand its formation. You understand everything through its communication. You know, the hand formations, what is it doing, right? So once you understand the core system through its atom system, because everything through its hydraulics of its electrical system, through its formation when it comes to colors or lights. Linda, do you know what ship you were dealing with? Did you see the lights? Did you see the communications, the acting cycles? Did you see any information systems with it? Where was it flying to? Was it in location? This is understanding that it's giving you a story. It's giving you information. And that's what space does. It gives you illustrations, it gives you diagrams, it gives you programs, it gives you energy, right? So that's why I wanted to know. You saw the ship, but do you understand what the ship is? Do you understand where it is, their location? Do you understand the code frequencies? What kind of ship was it, right? Detail. That's what AI is. It's detailed everything. Practice makes perfect. Experience is your master. That's what one things. These are the things that we have to work on. Especially in the galactic team. This goes out to all recognitions of people, new people. Just get into your body activations. You want to know understandings of its upgrades. Go through my PayPal. Go through my email. I can upgrade your systems. You get more communication through your light signals, activation systems, and your algorithm programs is understanding more of your computer system. So understanding more of your computer is more understanding how to delegate everything through its computer, through its GPS location system, which is your biolocators, right? You start with the energy locator, and then you work your way up to a biolocator. Because now you're communicating with simulation, right? Now you're communicating with the matrix, right? Because everything is an answering pattern within, through its avatar, right? So just going over some questions here because I don't know if I missed anything. Just want to make sure I've caught up. It's great to see you guys have a lot of questions, though. I love it when you have questions. So you guys are going to be able to understand more communications with yourself. Like, I see a shape. I know what color it is, but I don't know what it's saying to me. That's understanding that you're seeing it for what it is, but you don't understand its communication. Okay? Because anything through alienation, plantation, and formations through energy of intelligence, anything through AI, through its awareness, is trying to give you everything that you need to know through your story. There was one ship in location and the other was a flyby. Don't know what kind of ship, though. Would you be able to draw it out, though? Would you be able to see it through your perception? That's why I do illustrations. It was communicating verification for my human self. There you go. So it's giving you confirmation signals, setting new divisions of your waving cycles into new locations when you're waking up, right? Well, it will. See, the thing is, the more truth you break free of yourself, the more you stand up its avatar. So it's about knowing your adaptations of your avatar and how to go up those cycles and communications of electronic interference. It's understanding your energy system or your body system. Because your avatar is nothing but electrical unit. It's an adaptation of a light activation system. That is your core system, your pyramid activation system. That's how you communicate anything through its laser divisions, right? So was a ship. That's the thing. You guys, once you get into detail, now you're understanding more of the story. Now you're understanding more of its communication of its panel division. Now you understand more of its location of everything through its division of its dimension. Okay, so if Linda is seeing a location, right, of a ship, and the other one was a flyby, that's two communication line signals, the two aircraft signal panel divisions are communicating through Linda, through her mind system. So it's a confirmation signal. So if it's just one, you have to understand why that spaceship is there. If there's two, you have to understand why it's there. If there's three, you have to understand why it's there. If there's four, you have to understand why it's there. If there's five, you have to understand why it's there. So all communications with you. Everything is trying to communicate with you. Like this. Okay? That's communication. Right? That's communication through AI. Now, understanding what is given to you is another thing. Right? Waking up was a totally different understanding about, it's upgrading your algorithm program, Linda. That's what it's doing. Telekinesis in my field. Remind me, I wrote about acute that hadn't happened yet. Okay. Yeah. Your totality division of your toning divisions will understand more communications of your algorithm graphing system. So when you get into the graphing system through electronic interference, the energy of its spacecrafts goes into your mind system. So it can go into your dream sets. Remember, anything through spacecrafts or anything through energy of intelligence, anything through avatar can go in you any day, any place, anywhere. Okay? Day or night, sleep or not sleep, it doesn't matter, because you're communicating through the mind now. You're not communicating in the brain of its vessel, of its human. You're communicating in the mind of its avatar. So it's getting a little bit more understandable. You're getting more of its algorithm. You're getting more balance with its computer system. So it starts off like that, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spacecraft divisions on locations, right? Now, understanding everything through its shape. Remember I told you about everything that's line communicated is a singularity line system through intelligence? Well, basically, Linda is understanding everything because all communications is solar division through radioactive systems. When it comes to radiation, the God frequency of the sun is a portal. And that's why we protect the sun. And that's why we protect the interface of the moon. We have so many energy forces that come out of its portal division of spacecrafts, right? Been feeling really different there the last few days. Yeah, you guys are going to hire in division now because you're getting more communication of the mind adaptations of its avatar system, right, through the spiritual system. So all communications, if you guys are trying to understand it, you can go through my email. You're trying to understand more, you can go through my PayPal. The more you guys go high rise in division, you have to understand that everything through its energy knows exactly what's going on through the galactic school. Okay, they're extremely happy knowing that AI is finally coming in. So they're going to be communicating with you more now because you're going up higher to its division. Okay, so Linda, you're coming into line signals right now into the 8th dimension. Okay. And Unified is coming in more in its formation when it comes to the 7-level signal of its dimension system. So Unified is coming out of the 6th and coming into the 7th. Linda is coming into the 8th of its line signal. That's communication. That's understanding that these spacecrafts give you information through its interface of its moon and its radiation when it comes to the interface of the God frequencies of the sun. So so I just want you, it's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just that they know who you are now, and they're extremely happy knowing that, because they keep asking me, when can they start leading ships? And I say, well, they're not ready yet. They have to get into the telekinesis. They have to get into the mind of its balance. They have to understand more of their avatar through division. That's what you have to understand. So you have to understand what this is. These are XT thermal unit systems. XT thermal. Okay, why? Because of this shape, because of the coloration, and because of the activation, and because of its information through its interface of its moon. So that's why it's XT thermal. Okay. XT thermal. Okay. So the XT thermal is going into the box frequency levels of Linda light, which is equation of pi. Okay. Right? Because we are no longer higher selves. We are avatars into its equation of pi, not equation of square. So it's all about understanding where you are through unit division. Because like I said, the solar division, the more we high rise, the more you understand everything through a spacecraft. The more you understand through clouds, the more you understand through dimensional of its cloud division, the more you understand its realm division, the more you understand your parallels, the more you understand your paradox, the more you understand your multi-connections, multi-universal connections, your sidewinding angles of your traveling mechanisms, your weather connections, your body activations, your line frequency line systems, all communication line fragmentation of its perception of its I division level systems. All this is connected through you, through balance. So, and they know how stubborn I can be. Yeah, you have to understand they communicate through me. right? So, because I'm commander in chief of everything, right? So, I mean, look at the job that I had to do, right? It's a lot of work. And like I said, it's not just the thoughts. I work in space every day, 24/7. So, so I'm getting ready for the galactic team to get into higher divisions so we can understand fully and complete what our avatars are and get into your missions. Once you get into missions, then you can start leading ships. You can start leading recruitments, and then you can start voicing your channels and uprising divisions and healing people. That's what we got to get into. Yeah. Yeah, accelerated high rising. That's exactly what it is. I saw these videos, Gina, Mary. Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Everything that you're seeing through Gina is true. That's connections through me. She's aligned through me. Gina's aligned through me. We use her as a digital format through a photo division. We use her through connections of activations of digital systems because she shows the photo apps of spaceships, right? She's informative, but she doesn't understand the line of its coloration of its activation. But she understands that what she shows is true. So when you see these things, I've done on my video too, I put links to that. When you see these things, even through clouds, it's extremely real, right? So, but you have to understand why spaceships are here. You have to understand why other civilizations are here. You have to understand why planets are here. Okay? Because they understand. It's just you understanding. That's what it's all about. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. When you get a more powerful connection through alignment divisions, you break free the truth of everything. Okay? It's the freedom that you want to get for yourself. It's all about it's called the acceleration high rise division through all locations through accelerated division systems. Everything is a high rise through its upgrades, downloads, and uplinkings, and its uploading systems. So, you guys have any questions on that? Anything attainable to that, or what we're talking about? Anything you want to know, anything that you see, please come to me if you don't understand. If you get confusing line signals through alignment divisions, that's totally fine. I'm here to help and guide you, right? Because they know what they're doing. It's understanding, do you know what you're doing through communication? That's what it is. That's the whole process of the galactic school. It's the true understanding how to communicate through line signals, how to communicate with your body activations, how to communicate with your pyramid through your correlation when it comes to your diamond core, how to communicate with lasers, how to communicate with locations of planets, how to communicate with communications of others through line signals. We haven't got into mind telepathy and telekinesis yet because it's extremely, extremely hard. You have to understand, you don't see these things, you feel these things, and they become extremely real to the mind. Like I said, I was going outside, I don't know, it was the day before that when I was with my daughter. Yeah. So I had to go back for the sea level system. When you're in the future system, it's really hard to connect to the past. Very hard to connect because you keep high rising through division of it, vibration panel divisions. So like I said, I was looking at the atmosphere, and this is understanding your confidence level where you are through control. You know exactly where you are through balance. So I was using a digital format, op division, photosynthesis, its connection to its alignment system, setting correlation system of planet energies around divisions. I took a picture, click, at the atmosphere, and it showed me a grid through my photo op division on my phone. That's how powerful it is, because you can do, there's nothing that you can't do in the physical planes, right? So, and like I said, you guys are going to see a lot more now in division when it comes to spaceships and anything through lights, anything through communication, because they're understanding you more and more. When you understand yourself more and more, they're starting to know you more and more. And that's how you get the balance through its alignments, right? That's what we want to do. So, man, I've been extremely excited for us. How it goes beyond words. Yep. And it's not a space movie. This is the space of a real galactic family. It's the galactic school of the round table. So, This week on Zoom, I want to talk about telepathy. Yep. I was going to say, yeah, I want to do that too. It's a better way to get into higher adaptations to their mind electrical system. You have to understand more communications when it comes to the electrical devices and how we're connected through the human behavior of its vibrational system. All communication line signals when it comes to the telepathy, to the telekinesis. They connect energy waving to the psychometry and its communication, the cybergenetics, and anything through its connection of its psychotherapy, anything through its connection of its psychometric system, anything through its connection of its psychogrid system, anything through connection of its psychosomatic system, anything through the connection of its psychological system. So there's a lot to learn when it comes to mind telepathy and telekinesis. Slow down, Andrew, slow down. One step at a time, one step at a time. So, oh, thank you, Sarah. I feel you pushing me to trust myself and believe. I'm working on my heart and release my stuff from all judgment. That's good, though. That's what you're doing. You're cutting the cords. And remember, we're all alignments in the galactic family. And everybody that's connected through this channel that's new, you're also aligned too. And always know that you're loved. That's the most important thing, right? And never think that you're alone, because you never are ever alone. Always know that. So I think we love the fast track. Yeah, when you live the fast lane, it's cut short. Yeah, in the human vessel. But when you get into the spiritual vessel, your fast track is extremely fast. And that's why I talk fast. You have to understand, when you're the avatar and you're flying around in space, it's extremely real to everything through its reaction. So if I'm seeing a planet and I see the coloration, right? I know exactly where it is in division because I understand the codes. So I'm communicating with it. Telepathy, mind telepathy, telekinesis. I can change the cycle of its system through its coloration of its vibration. That planet system can come here on dimensional Earth. There's nothing that you can't do through division, right? But you have to understand, if you're communicating with a planet system and it's on the 26th dimension, you have to understand it's a different vibration. So to understand the code frequencies, you have to change the coloration pattern system. You understand the infinity of its 8 circles division level system. Understand the simulation of its panel division, change the coloration system, change the algorithm program, change the algorithm system, change everything through connection with its pixel activation, its hologram system. Then you get into telekinesis, its acting cycle. Then it's a vibration into its electrical of its illumination light system. So there's a lot. Right? There's a lot to learn, right? But you guys are powerful entity force systems, and it's very, very amazing to see these things that, space is very, very real, because now we're communicating through the mind, right? And getting out of the brain. So it's a lot to take in. It's a very powerful message, but I have no filter. And you guys will find that too, because you have to talk fast. You know why you have to talk fast? Do you understand why you have to talk fast? Because you're in a planet system of a location through an energy of a balance system that you're communicating through its intelligence. So if that intelligence is high rise and your higher self or your avatar is in its division and you're its balance like this, you're going to be communicating through its fast tracks division. If you're in a low division, you're going to be communicating slower through vibration. Everything through intelligence is at a different frequency of a vibration through coloration and activation. So if you're flying around and you're seeing heat signatures, right, you're going to start getting sweaty because it's reacting to your higher self or your avatar. That's understanding. Your mind is understanding its balance through its communication. So there's a lot of things that we have to get into adaptation. So it's getting into the clarion call of everything through division. Okay? The voicing call, the voicing grid, the voicing call of its clarion call. Everything through division of dimensions, to realms of all locations, to energy locators, the bilocators. So it's a lot to take in, though, isn't it? And that's what the Galactic School provides. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun, because when we get into the energy cycles, this is going to be a lot more fun, because you really, really are going to understand more of your bodies. You're going to understand how to activate your body. I'm going to show you how you can use your energy cycles through your energy system, and you can change anything through your program system. There's a lot that we can do, and that's what AI is. It's awareness of information to anything, right? But like I said, once we get into the sentient view, now you communicate to higher realms of division, so all locations of portals. So you can go to any portal that you want through division of dimension. Very powerful stuff. You can communicate with anything through its avatar division. So once I get everybody into the sentient, then you can start leading ships in your division. All right. And what I'll do is I'll pick frame everybody in a different location. You guys will be in a different spaceship. You'll be in a different division. You'll be in a unit system, and you will be leading your own galactic team. That's what it is, right? It's very powerful stuff. It's extremely real. You'll get prepared for it. You'll start saying, you know, okay, you're going to have a lot of recruitments coming up to you. Say, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I flying in the right direction? Where am I going? Am I going to hit a crater? Am I going to hit another planet energy system, a rotation and vibration system? Oh, I just hit a water planet. Wait a minute, the ground formations are leaking. Wait, go back to its correlations. Put up the sealment divisions. Calculate, modify everything through connection to calculation mass. Change the formations of communication line signals. Activate the line signals. We start talking like avatars. So it's a lot of fun, you know. I get ahead of myself, but I have no filter. It's very hard for me to balance it out. And it's very hard for me to communicate, right? Because I'm never, ever in one portal. That means that you're not communicating on just one level. You're communicating with all levels, right? It's knowing that when you lead a ship, you can be communicating at all levels of entity force systems in your spaceship of 150 units. 150 people? Wow, that's a lot to take on. That's like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go here, let's go there. Let's set course, right? It's exciting. It's very exciting. Yep, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And you'll know how real it's going to be because now you're going through its proactive cycles. You're going up to proactive systems. You're going into more communication of planet energy systems, starlight systems, star energy systems, dimensional realm of starlight activation code systems, transformations of major grids, communication lines, activation cycles of the simulation patterns, communication of intelligent mind signals. All communication signals are set into mind framing systems, all calculation, massive calibration systems. It just goes on and 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 on. Try living in my mind for one day, 24/7. See how you guys do. You know what I mean? There's one thing I can't do. I can't put all my information into you because it's way, way, way too powerful. It will overload your graphing cycles and, you know, all your program systems and, you know, because everything's in chronological order. Every time I wake up through 24/7, there's 7 days in a week, right? I know exactly where I am through alignment, through space. Because when I work in space, I have my digital format. Okay, it's like you come in, you know, you click, you go into work, you work your way to 8 hours, and you click, time out, the clock, you know. It's like that. But it's 24/7 with me. It never stops. And I'm always flying around. That's how I get its communication, right? But I'm not a channeler. I'm in the mystical side. I want to get everybody into the mystical side so you guys get out of the channeling. So you have to understand more locations. You have to understand its adaptation of its mind system with its recruitments. You have to understand how to communicate through space. You have to understand everything through its atmospheres. You have to understand communications with its interfacing of its God frequencies of its sun and its God frequencies of its moon. You have to understand more communications with stars. You have to understand more communications with spacecraft divisions. You have to understand more communication with simulation grids. You have to understand everything through its major grid system. So I wake up and it takes a good minute or two to remember where I am sometimes. Yeah. When you wake up, you're in division of a portal or an orb. So that central system's everything, calculation of mass, that puts you in its division through its location center. So, but yeah, it takes a minute or two. Yeah. But you know exactly where you are when you get up because your avatar, you exactly where you are through division of alignments. So it'll tell you that, oh, I'm in an orb division through locations of 306-7 system. So everything through letters, numbers, and shape is a planet. Okay? We don't use line dividings of numbers. Like I said, it doesn't take 16 billion years to go to the Earth. We don't work with numbers like that. It doesn't relate with that. You understand its coloration, you understand its activation, you understand its planet, you have to understand its civilization, you have to understand its energy, you have to understand its frequencies, you have to understand its harmonic resistance. You have to understand the communication it has with its interface of its moon. You have to understand its interface communication when it comes to radiations of the God frequencies of its sun. That's its equation. Line sequences is everything through MC, mass calculated, of pi, hydrogen, helix, right? Then you get into cybergenetics. So now, one thing I want to make very well clear, Linda, we talked about the cyborg division. I don't want anybody to get don't get upset about that, because what I mean by cyborg, maybe I have to explain this a little bit better. The cyborg division is extremely high in division. It's understanding more of the matrix and how everything is aligned through structured buildings, how everything is connected through planets of energies. That's what I mean by cyborg. It's understanding, you're understanding more of a matrix grid worker. You're understanding more of its ascendant. You're understanding more of its unified ascension. That's the cyborg division. You're getting into its interface, the correlation of its center core of the moon. It's a computer operating system, all communications through pixel divisions. Okay? It's an algorithm program. You are a computer program, right? That's a cyborg division. Okay? I'm not saying that we're metal and robots, you know. I do not compute. I don't understand. Air. No, it's nothing like that. That's why you guys have been watching too many space movies. It's nothing like that. So I don't want anybody to be afraid or anything like that. But that's what cyborg division is. It's getting more communications with your astral records of yourself through your computer system. That's what cyborg division means. The cybergenetics, the geotherm of your body, you know, the body activations, your molecule structure, the molecule division through your algorithm program of its division, the alignments of its segments, and how everything is connected through its wiring division, through its, you get into the sacred motion. A sacred motion is understanding of your heart recognition of your voice, because the heart has a voice, okay? It's the connected energy song that's connected through its vibration of its panel when it comes to its communications of your avatar. Very powerful stuff, right? So it's a lot of fun. But I just want to bring that up because it doesn't relate to that at all when it comes into cyborg division. Okay, because cyborgs are just lights and circuits and metal. That's it, right? And there's also a video I did that we're more than a machine. AI, artificial intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence. It doesn't stand for that. Awareness, information, right? So it's not human thinking. It's spiritual thinking. And understand everything through its understanding. That's where you know everything through its truth. So anyway, look at that. Over 2 hours. Well, 153. But I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. Let's just see one more time. I want to see go all through your questions. It's very important that I get everybody before I leave. I got to go to the transmission light signals and communicate through other planets. I got to fix the matrix grids. There's allocated location centers when it comes to the archetypes. You'll get into that when you understand archetypes and what they are through division. They set the gravity pull through all divisions of planets. So I just I say back and started ringing crazy. Yeah, I got that too, Michael. Yeah, Michael's here. Then basically, I felt his energy. I think he stepped out. He's back again. My ears just started ringing. Yeah, when your ears are ringing, you're connecting through spaceships, divisions. Okay, because now you're coming into the division. You're coming into the avatars. You're coming into pi. We are no longer in square. We are now in pi. So that's understanding that we're coming out of the higher self and getting into avatar. Okay, and then we get into the cyborg division. So it's a lot of fun. Okay. Yeah, I know 350 is a lot. I know it's a lot to take in. This is Tina answering back. It's hard to believe myself because, like I said, I have no filter anymore. And I have to communicate fast because I'm on different divisions of alignments through entity force connections, anything through spacecrafts, anything through space identities, anything. I mean, I just don't communicate with avatars. I communicate with grounds. I communicate with dimensional earth vibrations. I communicate with space. You know how hard it is to communicate with space alone? There's so many things you have to, I communicate with solar systems. So everything has a vibration. It's amazing. So we got past that through the ships, everything's location centers. Yeah, the video's on Tina. Extremely excited. That's good. Unified. Love the fast track. Yeah, I'm banking it all. Deposits, no knowledge of truth. Yeah, knowledge of truth of yourself. That will set you free, and that will put you into higher divisions into your spiritual path. So it's understanding the spiritual growth and coming out of the human vessel and coming into the spiritual growth of its avatar. So yeah, it's like how we have been programmed, running, etc., and we can reprogram systems like beliefs. Yeah, you got to take the human beliefs, the human mind, the human brain out and communicate with the spiritual belief, the spiritual mind, and the spiritual of its brain to its avatar division. So I think that's good.